Okay, good evening. So last class we have learned, I'm audible. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, last class we have completed Microsoft PowerPoint. So today we are going to start the web designing, right? So there are two parts in web designing. One is HTML web designing, that is basic web designing. Then we are going to transform that web designing techniques into the Adobe Dreamweaver, an application which is used to create websites, right? Before going to the technical part to create the website and web pages, we should have some basic idea of the web designing and the development techniques. Okay. Okay, right. Before going to this one, what is web and what is web site, right? There are two things, web page and website, right? Then only we have to design the web, then we have to develop pages, and then we have to posting, right, or uploading to somewhere, then we can access it. So web page is the basic thing in website. That is collection of web page, not only the one page. For example, when you are considering PowerPoint, there are separate slides. We call it as one slide, two slides, second slide, certainly there are slides. So all together we are calling as a presentation. So likewise, in web, when you come to the term of the web designing website, then one page will be, when we are creating a one page, we call it as web page. Then we will connect each pages interconnectively, right? Connect between all the pages, we will connect them. After connecting them, we collectively call as a website, right? So for example, when you go for a when you log on to a website, let's say IHRA website, there will be several pages, right? For course and course, then each course will have a separate page. Then if you go to the examination, under the examination, you will have several pages to apply for the examination, to get the results, right? When you go to the contacts page, then they will display you different pages for the administrative branch, maybe for the finance branch, for the course coordinator. So each and every those things may have separate pages. We can have it in one page also, right? May have separate pages. So all together we call it as IHRA website, right? That is a terminology we are using. So for each and every web page, the basic is a hypertext markup language, HTML document. We basically, in technical term, we call it as each and everything in the internet is an HTML document, right? So when you come to the designing and development, there are two things, right? First thing, designing, then development, right? Right. So designing means we have to plan, right? We have to plan how we are going to create the website. What are the structures? What are the pages we are going to have it in this website? Then what about the colors? What about the fonts we are going to use? What about the photos we are going to use, right? Icons, so everything, whatever we are going to put into that web pages, we are, before going to the development, we have to design, right? As I told you, when you presentation, you have to have a rough idea, have a plan. Likewise, here also, before going to the development page, we have to have some sort of idea. That is, we call it as web designing. After designing only, we are going to go the develop. That means the development part is the actual technical part. We are going to create it using as I told, Dreamweaver or any other software. We will try it, right? Then we have to design the page, develop the pages, right? After that, we have to deploy it, right? That means deploy means the final task. We have to implement it, right? So these are the two terms we are normally using, right? So when you compare to the normal life, you can think of like when you are the plan is the house plan is there, so that is designing. Then after constructing the house, it is a development. So that is the normal example. So when you designing, right, there are services like this, like graphic design. What are the services they can the web designing groups can give? So graphic designing, logo designing, responsive web designing, brochure designing, all these things come to us a web designing part. So designing, that means graphics mean what are the colors and we can use it. Then what are the images we needed? We have to develop those images. We can't put it as it is in the internet. We can download and we can use it because that is a copyrighted. So you can't use it. So you have to modify it according to your wish and your creativity and requirement. You have to design. That is a graphic design. Then if your company has a logo, if it is already there, soft logo, you can. Otherwise, you have to convert that hard logo into soft logo. Then you have to design it. Responsive web design means we have to have the website that should be viewed in each and every devices. Now we have a type of devices, laptop, desktop, maybe the phone, right? Maybe some other devices, right? So we have to have that responsive. Again, the brochure also you have to design. So when you come to the development part, these are all these things are now we are using current trend web development environment. That is PHP or WordPress, Drupal, right? Joomla, right? So customized CMS, all these things are there, but we don't use all these things because this is actually then you have to have a course only on web designing. Then only we can go for these things, right? So there are two types of web pages. One is we call it as static web page, and other one is a dynamic web page. Static means the information when you put it there, right? It won't change, right? It won't change, right? It will be listed for a long time, right? So it is not have any burden for the hosting, right? So when you put it there, it is there, right? Dynamic web pages, right? Is a web pages capable of producing different content for different visitors, right? From same source code file. That means when you log on as a customer, you may have different content. Another customer log on to that, then it may be some other different, right? Different content based on what operating system of browser visitor. That is also there. If it is you are logging from a Windows, there will be a different. If you are logging from a mobile device, it will be a different like. So that is we call it as dynamic web. The static web page is a simple web page. As we are going to create this static web page. So nowadays all the pages are responsive and dynamic, but we are going to just learn the basic thing. So static web page we are going to learn, right? So these are the things, right? So maybe then you can have a technically you can see that in your down, right? The static web page is the web server and the internet connection, local computer. So requesting, just getting there. But when you come to the dynamic web page, you have to go through a database. That means when you log on it, then that server should identify who is going to use this one. Then it will be automatically give a different web page for different people, right? That is a dynamic site. Right. So when coding in web designing and development, there are two types of coding systems. There are client side and server side. And also there was a database technology. That means client side coding means whoever log in, just say I am developing a web page, you are viewing, then you are the client, right? If you are developing and you are publishing that web page, then whoever visiting that web page will be the client. So that side, when I browsing the web page, what is going to be in my screen decided by this client side coding, right? What is going to be in my screen? What is going to be done in the server? That means when you uploaded your web file, then there are something has to be in the server. For example, let's say Gmail, you are logging into the Gmail. When you logging into the Gmail, the first screen that you have to log in, whether what is your username, what is your email, and what is your password. It's asking. That is not connected with the server. That is not connected with the server. That is a client side, right? After you insert your username and the password, that username and password has to go to the server. Then their server side will work, right? So for that one, we are using different languages, right? You can notice that we are just going to touch the HTML. There are so many things involved in web designing. So after you giving your username and the password, right, it is accessed through the whatever the code you are putting. Through that code, it goes to the website, web server. So that code is, we call it as PHP or ASP. Those things are coding, right? Most popular one is PHP coding, right? Through the PHP coding, it will connect it to the server side, right? Then when you come to the database, what is database, right? You will learn access. I don't know whether you have already started access web database. Likewise, there are so many databases available. These are the popular databases used in the website creation. So when you give a username and the password, for example, email, right? Then that email and the password should be saved somewhere. So that saving part is the database part. So we have to connect through that. All these three are working together. The client HTML, then PHP, then it connect to the database, right? That is the terminology here. Just you remember this only the first line, right? HTML, then PHP, then MySQL. These are the connectivity around the web design. So there are 4 steps in website development, right? Planning, designing, and again, when you come to planning, designing, yeah, we'll go right. But first thing you have to plan, right? Whatever things, right? I don't want to be explain all these things. You have to first plan what are you going to do it, right? Then you have to design. Then if it is here, for example, they have shown us web redesigning. So, what we needed. So partner, redesigning, analysis, and goal. That's it. Then we are going to be designing. Under the designing, we will decide that how we are going to give this plan works, right? Right? Plan works, how we are going to do. Then for that one, these are not needed for you, right? So, right? So when we are designing, we will collect the information, idea, then implement the idea, then apply the design principle, right? Then after designing, right, we will maintain a balance consistent in the integrity of the design. That means these are the several design layouts we are going to use it. That means like you can see that the first line is logo. Then throughout our website, we are maintaining that logo will be in the first line. Second, then navigation. That means menus, right? So menus will be in that line. Then again, header and footer. Then header and footer means you know that when we learn the word, we learned that what are the headers and footers. If need something to be in the all pages, then we need it as header and footer. Here also we can do it. So they have different designs for these layouts. So we can have the design. Right. Then color. Then we can analyze the color. What are the color going to be used in the website? So then here logo. All these are under the graphics. All these are under the graphics. We are layout, then color, then graphics, right? Then come to this fonts. What are the fonts we are going to use? Right? Different fonts. we can use. So we will decide what are the points we are going to use. Then content, right? So actually, what are the contents we are going to include into the website? We can't put all the paragraph and everything, So only a simple thing that should be attractive for the viewers. So we will have a useful information to this one. Then optimizing for search engine. That means someone is searching from the Google, our company. Then it should show our company as a first company. So for that one, we have to include within our content. What are the, let's say I am dealing with the Apple computer. So I have to put somewhere else as far as possible, we have to include all Apple computer models. Then only someone is searching for a particular model, it will automatically show our web page. This site is having that laptop. So likewise, we have to optimize this for search engine, right? All these things have to be considered when we are creating. Then user friendly, right? We can't put here and there all the things, put it, and when the customer come to our website, he will confuse. Where can I go? How can I do it? No, that is not a way. The user should be easily connected to the company. Connected, whatever the information, easily that person has to find it out, right? So searching and contacting, all these things have to be in a user-friendly manner, right? So that is also should be considered. These are the other two processes. Earlier we plan, development. So plan, design, then development, then last one, execution, right? I already explained what is development, what is design, then execution, that is a deployment, right? So that is a execution part. Compatibility, you have to consider that one, right? There are so many web browsers are there. When I develop my web page, it is not visible in the Firefox, then Firefox customers will lose that one. We will lose that who are using the Firefox. If someone is using the Opera, then we will lose that Opera. If you develop only for the Google Chrome, then only we will receive the customers from those who are using the Google. Others are left, right? So we have to consider that one. Easy accessibility, as I told you, accessibility means that is for everyone, accessible to everyone, including blind, disabled person. Then we should consider that one. Then if the person is having some visual impairment, so elderly people is also there, then our website should be easy to read by even for the visually impaired people and the elderly people, right? So that should be there. Well formatted content, right? So you have to consider that all the headings, subheadings, and bullets and everything should be formatted in an attractive manner. Then it should be correct, right? So because if the information is there, is published to public. So you can't say that I don't know, right? If you put it in the website, you must responsible. Then under the development step, they have given some application, right? So Bootstrap, then Skeleton, templates is there, right? So testing, client training is there, right? So don't worry about all these things, right? So designing and development languages, these are the languages we already seen something. So here also HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python. Now this Python is the latest trend going on, right? So data science with Python, right? Then C, C++, all these things are web designing languages. Right, here build a website process. You can templates is there, you can download it. Then you can even download the icons, background, all these things. But as I told you, you must be careful. There are copyrighted content. So you can't use it towards copyrighted content. Then when you develop, there are some pre-programmed script is there. That is also some script are available. We can download and we can use it, right? Then plugins are there, right? When you are developing, there are some plugins also there. We can download and do it, right? Okay, already I told you responsive web means these are the devices. So desktop, laptop, our website should be responsive to all the devices. Then header banner that I told you this header line should be fixed, right? So then only easy for the customer. Then large photo background, right? Here, then main background of your photo is a large photo, right? Best photos you have to do it because we have to be attract. Then flat design, right? So somewhere when you are using the 3D and everything, it may be difficult. You can see that these are the plain one, right? So easy to read and easy to access. Sometimes a single page website. This has been a trend for a long time. Over a year, developers have created different techniques for single page content. You can create an entire website using just one page. That means it's one page going, when you are going down and down, all the pages will come down, right? So you don't need to go and click the links separately, right? So in your my right hand side, you can see that all in one page, right? Just when you are clicking, right, your cursor will move to that particular area, right? There are 2, 4, 6, 7 pages altogether. 7 pages altogether, one page. But when you can see that here we have the navigation, right? When you click on that navigation, it automatically goes to that area, not the page, right? So single page, we can do everything. That is also one concept. Infographics means we can show the information like how many users and how many, right? Okay, these are different white space, simple design, right? This is a Google techniques, right? So it's a simple design, right? White space and simple design, right? So they have designed it at Google. So it's rememberable for the users, right? They don't confuse, they don't do anything, just they know that white space is something that the web designer must not be afraid of, right? White space, right? So if you are using white space, it will be an attractive one, right? So here you can see that Google is used as only a white space, right? If they can use it the color, but they didn't use it, never, right? Still they are keeping the same because white space is their simplicity, right? So, and also it doesn't take data from your computer to load because there is no color, right? If there is a color, then it should be developed, loaded in the computer. Now here it doesn't need to load anything. It will display whatever its content, right? Right. This is I want right. Why do we need a website? Why? Why do we need a website? So all the things we have, but if we are going for a vast popularity, then we need a website, right? So any business can do without the website, but the modern trend is going through the website, going through the online, right? So we have to adapt to that, right? Then only we can survive. The business can survive, that the corporation can survive, right? So the trend is going to be online, so easy to access from anywhere. If it is a physical one, only you can attract that physical area and physical area customers, and also even within the boundary. Let's say you are without the website, you are putting an advertisement over the television. The television also within the country, no? Then you won't attract the international customers. Then if it is a website, it can be accessed from anywhere. Not only accessed anywhere, and accessed anytime, right? So if it is a TV advertisement only a particular time, right? So it may be difficult. It may be affect our customers also, right? Then we have to do it as a website. That is the latest trending strategy, right? Right. So that is, we call it as website requirement. Right. When you go for the right now, we are going for the tools. Right. That is what are the tools we are going to use in the website development. Right. So as I told you, we are not going for a very comprehensive tools or web development professional tool. We are using just the HTML basics, right? HTML documentation. So there are a few things you have to know from the HTML basics, right? Then we will come to the practical one, right? So, right, when you come to the basic, right, under that presentation, we will have understanding HTML, then what are the versions we are having, what are we call it as tags and tables, form, links, and designing a page, right? So under that, HTML is the standard for hypertext markup language. Maybe in your MC question, it may be asked, what is HTML stand for? Then you have to be familiar with that one, right? Then this is 1980s and early 90s to describe web pages. Then now it is enshrined in numerous standard, now description called, right, the W3C consortium, right, W3C and WASFIC, right? There are two groups. Then now they have defined and they are the W3 consortium is the body now considering take care about this HTML. This is a HTML is a language. So they are having different versions. Now we are in version 5. Here this is version 5.2, 2014. The 5 was started. Then now we are 5.1, 5.1. Second edition. Then now 5.2, 2017. Thereafter maybe some other development also maybe slight different, but I know that now we are in 5. Under the 5, they have included different things. Earlier, the mainly the video is not possible to have it as a within that HTML. So now the HTML accommodating that also. Now video can be included as HTML code. So that is the latest development. So you can see this. These all are the little by little the HTML has improved. Still we are using HTML. Right. So here again they are mentioning that HTML how it comes. It's not a programming language. It's a markup language. There are programming language. We call it as that C++, right? Or let's say Python. We are programming language. Here HTML is a purely markup language, not a programming language. Right? All the markup language, set of markup tags are there. Tags, right? So HTML we call it as not as commands, we call it as tags. Right? So when it is come to the programming language, we never call it as tags. So we will call it as commands. Right? We can put this command, we can put the whatever the option, and we can have it. That is, we call it as programming languages. When you come to the markup language is only having tags, not the command. Right? So HTML is such kind of a language. So all the tags are all together create the website. Right? Right. So when you creating HTML markup, right, straightforward language for describing web page content, right, there are elements and attributes and entity. Elements identify different parts of the HTML document using tags, right? Element is something we identify using tags. Attributes mean we can give some information. We will, when we are coming to the HTML tag, we will get to know what is these things are there, right? For example, here entities, right? Non-ASCII, such as copyright symbol and accentuated letter, right? NDCs come for standard markup language used by definition, right? Don't worry about these things. We will, when you come to the practical session, we will learn, right? Here, this is the HTML tag, usually called HTML tag. So HTML markup tags, we shortly just call it as tags, not the markup and everything we are using, just we are calling as tags, right? So this is tag is, the special thing is we within the angle bracket, right? Greater than symbol and the less than symbol, within that symbol, we will have the tag. That is the, we call it as tag, right? So most of the tags are compare with the, come with the pairs. That means we have to open, then we have to close. For example, here they have shown you the within that angle bracket, B is there. Then we have to, after our work is over, we have to close it. How we can close it? We can put a slash, then again same tag, right? The same tag with a slash. Then it is closing tag. So starting tag and ending tag, right? So it should be paired. Some of the pairs are no need, but most of the tags are need the pairing, right? So here they have mentioned that we can call it as start tag, end tag, or even opening tag and closing tag, right? Whatever the way we can use it, right? So then now we are HTML document, as we in the document, Word document, we call it as document. When we creating some document using these tags, we call it as HTML document or web pages, right? So to create that document, we don't need any application like when you want to create a Word document, you need a Word application. No need anything. Just we can create it using a plain text editor because it is a plain text. Plain text. Only the text is there. With that text, we can create the web page, right? So that is the speciality of the HTML. There is no such application needed to create a web page, right? So we can create it using the plain plain text editor, right? So this is a simple structure of a web page, right? When you come to the web page, here, don't worry about this document type HTML, all these things. It will automatically come to your web designing, whatever the tool when we are using, it will come. But from here, from the HTML to this HTML, you must know that. You must know the structure, right? Document type, of course, the development tools give you easy access, so you can use it, right? But the content of these things, you have to know that, right? When you come to here, right? When you come to this one, here you can notice that, right? From this area, right? HTML, right? From this HTML area, I don't have it, no? Right, okay, right here, right? From this area, right? This to HTML started here, then ending here. So as I told you, this is a pair one. So you start at HTML, opening tag, then it is closed here. So first in, last out, first in, last out, right? This is come first, starting the web page document, then it should be ended at the end, right? Here, after that HTML, there should be a head and there should be a body. There are two spaces are there. There should be a header, right? This is head part. Then again, the body part is there. So whatever the content you want to place it into a web browser, all these things has to be included within this body tags, within this body tag. All the things have to be included within the body tag, right? So this is what with the then heading. Head tag is, this is a title tag. that is web browser. When you are going for a web browser, for example, this web browser, right? Here I have some here. Number 3, HTML basic.php is automatically there. When you are going for a website, this is the one we call it as title of that page, right? For example, here, right? When I go to a website, right? Then that website will have different right here. For example, IHRA or UOC, let's say, right? cmb.ac.lk. So this is the website of Colombo Universities. Sorry, cmb.ac.lk. Right. When you go into the website, you can notice that what is displaying there, right? Here, University of Colombo is there. Here on top of, right? On top, you have the University of Colombo. That is the title area, right? Title area. How we can produce it there? Title area. In our HTML designing, we have to include it within that head tag as a title, right? So that is the purpose of the head tag. Only a small purpose there. Maybe come to an advanced designing. There are something called script and everything. CSS coding is there. Cascade style sheet. All that detail also would be, we can put it under the head, right? So remember, whatever you are putting into the head won't be displayed into the browser area, because that is only used by the web browser to identify all these things on display. If you need something to be displayed in the web browser, that should be included within the body tag, right? So that is a requirement to when you are developing a web page, right? Here, right? So you have to put it here. When you run this website, when you view this website, you will have only these two are displayed in your web page, right? You will see that when you're developing, it will be the only thing you will get, right? Right. There are a few things here, right? Each and every commands is there, right? So, okay, this one we will study little one by one. Then you will get to know what are these things, right? Then this is the basic structure. As I told you here, HTML should be started, then HTML. So we will make some space here, and boxes are for your easy understanding, right? So this is a one section, head section. This is a body section. Under the head section, you will have a title area. Under the body section, you have different tags. This is a paragraph tag. This is paragraph tag. This is head tag, heading tag, right? So style sheet. So based on this one, your page will be displayed. Right, then we will go for a practical session. Then we will come back if needed, right? So these all are what are the things available in the web pages and how we can create it, right? So I'm going to start a page, create a web page, right? You can notice that you can also create with me, right? Then we can have a view on that and we can design it, right? Okay, so I will first, I need any text editor. So here I'm going to use the Notepad, right? Notepad, it's a text editor available in any Windows computer, right? So that is the one easiest one, you can use it, right? So when you come to the Notepad, right? Now you can start writing. So what is my first one? Right, I have to start my document as HTML. Document type, forget it now. We will have it later. Right? So I will increase the font. Then it may be easy for you to see. going somewhere. Right. This is HTML. I am starting. Then what has to be done? If I started HTML, it should be closed. Then I got some space and put the HTML. Right? Put the same HTML with a slash in front of that. After HTML, I should have a head tag. Right? Head tag. Then this head tag should be closed. Right? Head tag closed. I close the head tag. Where this one, for your understanding, I'm putting just inside. Then you may understand easily, right? But this space is actually not needed, right? For your easy understanding, I'm putting here, right? So you can notice that. Then again, I need a body tag. I need a body tag, right? Let's say body tag, right? Then it should be closed here. Then I put a body tag, closing tag, body tag, closing tag. So in between this head tag, I can have something, right? Then I can have a in between body tag, I can have this one. After the body tag, you don't get anything. Directly, HTML is closing. Right? This is a structure. This is a structure. So within this structure, we are going to use different tags. So mainly this area. Only here we use it. Only one tag. For the moment, we use only one tag, title. Let's say I need a title call. This is HTML lesson 1. Right? So I will close this one. I started a title tag. So I have to close it, title. Okay. Started and closed. Right? So now body is there. Under the body, you can't type it as you did it in the Word. You have to put any tag should be there. Let's say if I want to put something, I'm going to type it something without doing anything. Now I didn't put anything, right? Let's say I'm going to put it as this is my first web page design in HTML, right? Just I put it. After you create this one, you have to save this file as an HTML file, not as a TXT file. Normally we save as a service, but we save as a TXT file, text file. But here we have to save this file as an HTML file. Yes, how we can save it? That is the next question, no? Right? That is the next question. So here file, you can go to save as. Then under the save as, you have to select where you are going to save. Where you are going to save, you have to select, right? For example, in my computer, right, I am going to save it in my pen drive, right? I am going to save it in my pen drive, right? So for my exam, because I am not in my home, I am in somewhere. So I am going to save it into my pen drive, right? Under pen drive, I am going to create a folder, right? CCA 15 Saturday web, right? This is my folder. So it's a must, you have to save it under the folder. Then only it's easy to get again, right? Now double click it. Now I'm here. So here I am going to type. Here you can notice that this is automatically coming as a text document, but you can't save it as a text document, right? So I'm going to save it as a, right, HTML, my first page, right, my, right, first page, right, dot HTML. This should be there, right? Normally you don't type the extension when you are typing in the Word and PowerPoint. You don't Excel, you don't type the extension. Here, it is a must because you are not going to save as a TXT. Then I am going to click it as save. And now I have saved. Let's say how it's going to be there in my folder, right? So to go to my folder, I'm going to my computer. Then I have to go to my folder, right? I have to go to my folder in my CCA Saturday, right here. I'll show you how it's going to be there. This is my folder. Now you can notice that this is coming as a web page. If you save it as a without the HTML extension, it will coming as a normal text document. So you can't open it in the browser, right? So if you double click it, it will open in the notepad. So when you double click this page, it will automatically goes to the browser, right? When you double click it here, now I double clicked, right? I'll show you the output, right? This is the output. It's visible, no? Right, this is the output. Now you can see here, this is the one comes there. Only a paragraph is coming, right? That is, of course, you don't need any tag, you can put it, right? Right, within the body tag, if you put something, it will automatically display. But if you want to make it as a paragraph, then you have to put the paragraph tag should be used, right? If you use this done, it won't come as a paragraph. I'll show you, right? What will happen if you put just as this one, what will happen, right? Right, then again, you can notice that here HTML lesson 1 came here. Where we put it there? We put it under the title, right? We put it under the title. So this title thing coming here, right? Title, when you put something in the title, it will come to the browser title, not your document title. It is a title for the browser, right? So that is a difference, right? Again, I'm going back to my development page here, right? So I'm going to, this is one line, right? Then I'm going to put it as again another line, right? Then another line. Now you can notice that, right? This line is, I have put 3 times. Separate line. All these things are separate line. After you type, after you saved first time, for the second time, it doesn't matter. You can directly save. Only save is enough because we already given what is the file type and everything we already given. So second time, just you can save, you can click it save. Now when you go to the browser, right? When you go to the browser, let's say what will happen. This is my page, already earlier one. I am going to refresh it. Now what will happen? What is the output? What is the output? Right? Whether it is as a 3 lines? No, it is coming as only 1 line. Because the browser doesn't know that is a paragraph. It take it as all are text. So we have to tell that this is a paragraph. Then only it will coming as a different paragraph. So how we can make it? Then we have to use another tag called paragraph tag. Paragraph tag, right? So going back to the development page. Here I'm going to put it as paragraph tag, right? The next one also I'm going to put it as paragraph tag. Then here also I'm going to put it as paragraph tag, right? Now I put 3 paragraphs here. So I'll save it. You can notice that this is a paragraph tag. right? Now I am going back to the browser. That means after you saved, it is already open in your browser. So you don't need to go again and again to your folder. You don't need to double click and see it, right? Because already you have double clicked and your web page is displayed in the displayed in the web browser. So from the web browser, you can just click on the reload or refresh, right? You can, when you click there, this is reloading the page here. Now you can notice that now it consider as separate paragraph. So it is coming as a separate line, right? This is the paragraph tag. So you can notice that for the paragraph tag, we don't need the compulsorily closing tag, right? But one thing you have to maintain, if you don't close it, if you do any formatting for the first paragraph, it will automatically apply for all the paragraph, right? If you did something for a first paragraph, then if you are not closed, that whatever the effects will come to all the paragraph, because you are not closed the paragraph now, right? That is the danger, right? So it's better if you are closing the paragraph, right? Even though it is not there, right, not needed, you can close it. There is no error. It won't give you an error, even you close it or not, right? But it's better you close it. Right. This is a, so whether I have given any specific font size and anything. No, I didn't give anything. So it's automatically get the size and automatically get the font. Whatever the font display automatically get. So if you need, we can specifically say, this is my font, this is my font size, this is my heading. All these things you can put it and separate each and every, right? So here you can notice that, right, my page, this is the web page. So you can notice this is the basic page. So we have used whatever the HTML tags, right? This is HTML, right? Here also HTML. These both are HTML, right? So started, closing, started, closing, started, closing. These three started, but not. Right. Let's say I am going to put a heading there. This is not now there is no heading, right? So I'm going to put a heading, right? So same paragraph style, I'm going to use it, right? First HTML web page, right? This is my heading. So even I didn't close it. So I save it, file save. Then I'm going back to my browser. I'm going to refresh it. It came here. But it is not like a heading. It's as a small size and it doesn't have any specific font style and everything. So for that one, right, we can use heading tag. What do you call heading tag, right? Wait, I have somewhere included that. Right. This is there, right? Okay. This one, right? Here you can notice that, right? We have different heading style. So if you put H1, then heading should be this size, right? So this is, you can put it like this, heading 1. So up to heading 6, you can use it. Head 1 to H1 to H6, you can use. We call it as, this is a heading tag. Heading tag. So I am going to use it, this one in my document in my web page, I am going to use this one. So I make this one as a, right, H1, right, H1. Save this file. Now you can see what will happen when I not closing this tag, right? So now I am going to my browser, right? So let's see what will happen. What happened? All the text has been displayed as heading 1 because I didn't close it now. So it take it as H1 is started, then all the texts are H1. That is the problem here. So what I have to do, right? I have to close the tag. After my heading, this is my heading, then here I should close it, H1, right? Close it. Okay, right. Now I save it again, save. Now I closed. Let's see what will happen in my browser, right? Now it's okay, no? This is something special. We are having a bold text with big font size. Then here we have the small size. Okay, right. Then another thing, here we have put a paragraph, right? I will show you what will happen when your paragraph is within the paragraph, how we can have it separate lines, right? So I'm going back to my web page, development page, web page, right? So this is the one. So I'm going to, for your understanding, I am putting like this, right here, right? Right. Control. Now I'm going to save it, Control S. Then I'm going back to the browser. Now let's see what will happen. You can notice that how it is having. It is humming as one paragraph. Again, here you have a small space. It's there. Let's say I want to put some points forms there, right? There are some other ways to put the points form. Anyway, I am going to break this one, right? I am going to break this one. Here I need a separate line, right? Actually, paragraph tag is not to get separate lines, to get separate paragraphs. But within the paragraph, let's say you want to get it as a separate lines, then you have a break, right? What we call it as break, right? Let's say here, I'm going to put a break, BR tag, right? Then here also, I'm going to put a BR tag. Then here also, I'm going to put a BR tag. Then let's see what will happen. Control S. Right. How it's coming now? How it is coming now? That is also coming as a separate line. But the space is, there is no space in between the line, because that is all a same paragraph. So if you want to make it as a separate paragraph, definitely you have to use the paragraph tag. This is break tag. So you can notice that even that break tag also, you don't need the closing tag, right? You don't need the closing tag. But some of the tag, itself having a closing tag. Itself having a closing tag. That tags, we have a special name, null tag or something. I have to search it right here. You can notice that this is BR, this is BR, and this is BR. Let's say I'm going to put it here also. Then you will face something else, right? I have to, I think so, right? Control S. Let's see what will happen. The same output is there, no? No errors, nothing is there, right? Same error, same display, no errors is there. So you can notice here, I have used in the other way. Earlier, how we used? We put the slash in front of the tag. here I put on the back side of the tag. So this is, we call it as, right? Itself, it's closed, right? Started and closed. So you don't need the close again, right? You don't need the close tag again, right? So right, so if an tag is an empty tag, we call it as null tag, right? So BR tag is actually a null tag, because we don't get anything there in between the close and opening and closing. We don't have anything, just we are inserting that tag to have a just break. So we call it as that is an empty tag, right? Right, so because nothing is there, no, right? Contains only the opening tag, but they perform some action in the web page, right? It is an empty tag, so there is nothing is inside that tag. We put it that, then we will have some effect in the output. Okay, right, that is the right. Then come to next one. When you come to your lesson, right? Okay, this is okay. Right. Right. Under the HTML tag, right? Under the HTML head1 tag, right? We can specifically say some font also, right? Specifically, for example, here, right? So here you can notice that H1 we put some style. H1 we put some style, right? This is a actually this is not an HTML component. We are extending the capability of the HTML, right? Extending the capability of the HTML with CSS. What is mean CSS? Cascading style sheet. So there is another technical term, CSS. So we are using the cascading style sheet option. We can increase the style of the font or whatever it is in the page, right? Let's say I'm going to use this one in my page. So that is H1. For the H1, I'm going to use it. Let's say how it happened, right? Right. Whether it works or not, right? We will see, right? Because we are using an additional component from some other element, right? So here, this is my web page. Nothing is there. Why? Because this is a CSS style, right? If it is a CSS style, then we have to have this, whatever the CSS style should be in the header tag. Then only we can use it, right? Can't be used directly without anything, right? Without having a style, we can't use it, right? So though it is mentioned as you can font style, if you search for the internet, you will get something like this, right? That's what I am telling, right? You can't use it like this. For the moment, we are using just H1, H2, right? I'll show you what are the other components you can have it in, right? There are some font face and everything. We have that font in the HTML. We can use it, right? Then come to the next topic, next tag. These are different tags, right? So next tag, HR tag. horizontal rules. That is the meaning of HR. Horizontal, not the human resource. This is a horizontal rules. So you can put a line in between something. Let's say, for example, in my this website, right? In this my web page, I am going to insert a rule, horizontal rule after this each and every paragraph. So I am going to do it here. Let's say first one, I'm going to do it here, right? So I'm going to put it here, one HR tag, HR. This one also null tag. That means you don't need to close it, right? You can just place it there, right? HR tag. Here also I'm putting. Then after this third paragraph also, I put the horizontal line, right? HR, right? Now I'm going to save this one, file, save. Now when you go to the browser, right? Here when you, here, what is output? Here after heading, you have the line. First paragraph, you have the line. Second paragraph, you have the line. So this is horizontal line. Okay, right. So, right. Then this is the horizontal line. Then when you come to here, HTML head element, I already explained to you what is the head element, right? What is the body element? This structure we have already seen. Then BR tag, that is also line break. Line break, just we learned. I show you what will happen when you put this one, BR tag, right? And then this is a pre-tag. That is something different, right? Pre-tag means, right, earlier, when I put something like this, separate line, it was not displayed there. All the line, even though I put it as a separate line, it came as one line. But if you, here this poem will display on a single line with paragraph tag, right? So if you put this one, make them up a paragraph tag use karo, ek line nak diren. If you use the pre-tag, right, pre-element or pre-tag, then it will be automatically coming as what we did in the text editor. Again, text editor එක අපි මොන විදිහට දාලා තියෙන්නේ? ඒ විදිහටම එම් වෙනවා. That is the one we call it as pre-tag, right? What is that? Pre-tag. Okay. So how we can insert? Let's say here in my document, I am going to change my right. Here I am going to put something in a pre-tag, right? Say here I put it as a pre-tag, right? So normally we are using simple text, right? So don't make any capital letters for the tags, right? So normally we are using simple letters, right? Then when you go to here, I am going to type it as, right? Let's say import goods, right? Then I'm going to type it as right, number 1, right, rubber, right? Then I'm going to type it as number 2, textiles, right? Number 3, I'm going to put it as, let's say, T, right? So after that, what is the important one? We have to close the pre-tag. Otherwise, it won't display anything, right? I close it. Now, if it is, I put it under the paragraph tag earlier, I put this, this is my first web designing, this is my web designing, 3 lines. I put it in 3 lines, but the display was only in 1 line. Thereafter only, I put this paragraph tags, right? Even with the paragraph tag, this is coming as separate, it won't separate. For example, I will show you, right? So this is my paragraph tag. I put it this like this. So I am going to save, file, save. What will be the output? Let's see what will be the output, right? So here, how it's coming? All are in 1 line. All are in 1 line. Now I'm going to change it to pre-tag, right? I'm going to change it as pre-tag, right? Pre-tag. So now I'm saving. Then again, I'm going to my browser to see the output, right? Now how it is coming? As it is in the text editor. Even you can notice that even the size is different. Even the font is different. So it is based on that one. That is a predefined style. That is the one they are talking about here. Right? So Wixwith, it is usually uses the Courier. It automatically uses usually the Courier font it is using. It preserves both space and line break, right? If you put some space, it automatically put the space here. I put a space in between this after import goods, right? I put a space, its space is there. All the lines are there. So this is an easy way to get a paragraph into your web browser. Right, there are so many styles here. Use the style attribute for styling HTML element, background color, color for the text color, even font family means what is the font you can use it. Again, the font size you can use it. Again, the text element we can use, right? So today I'm going to end the class a little bit early, right? Because today also, as usual, I have to travel, right? Wait.